Two-way ANOVA followed by post hoc test in R statistics. Two-way ANOVA is a statistical method that is used when there are two factors or two independent variables or two explanatory variables and one response variable or dependent variable that is continuous. To do two-way ANOVA statistical test analysis in R, first of all, install and then load the tidyverse by typing library on the command section here, library tidyverse, hit enter, and the command or commands will be loaded. And to load also the file with the data in R, we first have to set the directory by clicking on session and then set working directory and then choose directory, and the directory that contains the file is in R. Click on open and the working directory is set. To load the file that contains the data, we'll give the file that have the data a name or a label, which is wage. We type here wage, and then we will assign the wage to the table that contains the data by using the assignment operator, and then use the read command underscore csv command to load the file, which and between the two bracket insert two quotation marks and type to underscore way underscore ANOVA dot csv and hit enter. The data is loaded into the R. To view the data, type view, open a bracket and then wage and hit enter. And to look at the data within the table, type D for dimension, then wage and dim, and then open a bracket and then type wage. So there are 96 participants and 3 columns or variables. To look at the structure, type str and then wage and hit enter. As shown here, there is a jobs variable, gender variable, and salary variable. The jobs is the type of the data is character, the gender is character, and the salary is number. And if we look at the data here, we have here 3 variables. The jobs and the genders are the independent variable, and the salary are the dependent variable. Jobs have 4 levels in it. It's categorical variables. There is doctor, dentist, pharmacist, and nurses. The gender variable have 2 levels in it, male and females. And the salary variable is a continuous variable measured in wages earned annually in pounds. So here we have 2 variables, independent variables, or 2 factors and 1 dependent variable. So to perform an analysis here, statistical analysis, two-way ANOVA will be performed, and the objective of using two-way ANOVA is to find out whether there is a difference in the salary between the 4 levels in the job categories, and whether there is a difference in the salary between the gender, and also to find out whether there is an interaction between jobs and gender, and whether this interaction can influence the salary earned by each individual. Before performing the two-way ANOVA, let us do some descriptive statistics. Clear this, and to do that, let's call the generate an object and call it wage underscore descriptive. Use the assignment operator, and then insert the data label of the data, or the name of the data, which is wage, and then use the pipe to pipe the outcome of this function into group by, and then type group by, and then open a bracket, and I'm going to group the data by jobs and gender, and then use the pipe simple, and then type summarize, open a bracket, and then type mean to get the mean for each group, and then mean again, open a bracket, and then type the variable, which is the continuous variable, which is the salary, and then comma, and then type the median to get the median, again median, and then open a bracket for salary, and then comma, and then we need also to generate the standard deviation. Type SD, then SD, open a bracket, type salary, and then comma, and then to find out the number of cases in each group, type n equal to length, open a bracket, open a bracket, and then salary again, which is the continuous variable, and finally to calculate the standard error, type SE, and then standard deviation divided by the square root of n. Correct the spelling for group, and also close the bracket here for the salary variable, and then hit enter. Then to view the descriptive, type wage underscore descriptive and hit enter. As shown here, a table is generated 8 by 7, and as shown here that the dentist, the jobs have 4 levels in it, and gender have 2 levels in it, and the mean for the dentist, those who are dentist and female, is given here, dentist and male is given here also, and the doctor and females salary is given. So this is the mean for the salary for each group for the variables, and then a median is given here, and a standard deviation and number of participant or individuals, and the standard error is given here also. To do ANOVA, two-way ANOVA, type MOD, and then use the assignment operator, use the command AOV, open a bracket, and insert the data name equal to wage, and then comma, and then insert the dependent variable or the response variable, which is the salary, and then use the title simple, and then insert and type the first factor, which is jobs, then use the multiplication sign for, or the asterisk for the interaction, and then type the gender, which is the second factor, and then hit enter. To view the outcome, just type summary, open a bracket, and type MOD, hit enter. As shown here, the degree of freedom is given for the output, and the F ratio is generated here with a, say, P value for each group, for the jobs, the gender, and the jobs and the gender interaction, and also a fourth row is given here for the residuals. And as shown from the P value, there is a statistically significant difference between the four levels of jobs: doctor, dentist, pharmacist, and nurses. And there is a significant difference, an overall significant difference, without specifying which pairs of jobs have significant difference. For the gender, again, there is a significant difference in the salary between males and females. And for interaction, there is an interaction between jobs and gender. From the two-way ANOVA, it is well shown that there is a significant difference between the four groups within the job categorical variables. And to find out which combination or which pair of groups have a significant difference, then Tucky test will be performed. Let's clear this. And then to use the Tucky test, type Tucky, select the Tucky HSD, in between the two bracket, type MOD, and hit enter. As shown here, a pairwise comparison is given for all the possible paired combination between pairwise combination between subgroups, as shown here from the output. All possible combination, pairwise comparison between the two factors. To check for the assumptions for the two-way ANOVA, whether the data fulfill the assumption, and to check whether there is a normality of distribution for the residual, let's clean this first. In the cursor here, type histo, open up brackets, and then type MOD, and then use the $sign and type residual and select residual. As shown here, a histogram is generated for the residual, and it shows that the residuals are normally distributed. This is the way to perform two-way ANOVA statistical analysis in R.